Hello my fellow Whovians. Today I will be reviewing this year's Christmas special, The Time of the Doctor. Now, The Time of the Doctor came on last week, so I am late reviewing it, and I apologize for that, but I haven't had time to review it before, but I have time now, so I am doing it now, and I hope you enjoy the review. Before we start the review, I just want to say that this review will contain spoilers, so if you haven't seen the episode, then do not watch this review. Because this review has, as Riversong would say, spoilers. So if you haven't seen the episode, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to leave. So if you're watching this video now, that means you've seen the episode, or you just don't care about spoilers. So let's get started. So the basic plot of this episode focuses around the Doctor battling the forces of the Daleks, the Cybermen, the Weeping Angels, the Silence, and the Sontarans to defend a town called Christmas. And he defends this town for hundreds and hundreds of years. Along the way, he gets help from Clara, Tasha Lim, and a Cyberman head called Handles. So there were lots of really cool things in this episode. One thing in particular was the Weeping Angels, how they were buried in the snow and they would reach up and grab your ankles when you weren't looking or you blinked. I mean, I liked that. I like that aspect of it, how you can't see them. You really can't see them because they're buried in the snow and they just grab you. And that's creepy and scary. I mean, Moffat found another way to make the Weeping Angels creepy. Another thing I liked in this episode was the wooden Cyberman. I thought that was very clever, very cool. I mean, when you think about it, a Cyberman is always improving himself, right? Always trying to upgrade himself in terms of technology. So when he is battling the Doctor for hundreds and hundreds of years, what are the Cybermen going to do? How do they upgrade themselves? Well, to upgrade themselves, they have to downgrade. They have to be made of wood. Because the Doctor's sonic screwdriver doesn't work on wood, so I thought that was very, very clever. Another thing I liked in this episode was Handles, the Doctor's Cyberman friend, Handles, who was a Cyberman head. And I was so devastated when Handles died. I really was. I mean, he just kind of powered down. You get to know over the course of the episode, they actually kind of make you feel for the character Handles, and when he dies, you're sad. You know, so that, I mean, it was a sad moment. I actually really do hope they find a way to bring him back. I mean, I think Handles was a very interesting character because he was a Cyberman, and the Cybermen are normally the Doctor's enemies. But this particular one was, the Doctor and him were buds, they were friends. So they were mates. So I do hope that they find a way to bring this character Handles back, if they were going to. I think it would be interesting. I would like to see it. I also liked in The Time of the Doctor how they managed to include a lot of the aspects of the 11th Doctor's life in his last episode. We see the birth of the Order of the Silence. We see the beginnings of that. And then we see Silence fall. You know, we see that. We see a crack in time and space. Remember from season 5, those cracks in time and space? Well, this crack in time and space, very special crack in time and space. We also see Amy Pond. Yes, Amy Pond. Now, we don't see the real Amy Pond. The Doctor hallucinates Amy Pond before he regenerates. But they have a very sweet moment in which Amy says goodbye to the 11th Doctor before he regenerates. So now that we've mentioned the regeneration, we might as well talk about it and get into it. Before we actually talk about the regeneration, though, I want to talk about this one other thing from the episode. Now don't worry, this actually has to do with the regeneration. So in the episode, the Doctor reveals to Clara that he is in fact the 13th incarnation. Now, a Time Lord gets 12 regenerations and 13 lives. The Doctor, in this form, is the 13th life. Now, he says that with the addition of the War Doctor and the fact that the 10th Doctor used a regeneration, that means he is the 13th life. Now, before this episode, I wasn't sure what to think of that little 10th Doctor regeneration. There was one in the Stolen Earth Journey End two-parter episode. I don't know if you remember that. It was a very good episode. The 10th Doctor regenerated. He did. He regenerated in that episode. Only he kept the same face. He didn't regenerate his body or face. But he did regenerate. Now, apparently, he used up the regenerative energy of one life. So that means he used up a regeneration.
I'm regenerated.
Because he used up a regeneration, the Doctor is now on his 13th life. So the cycle goes like this. First Doctor, second Doctor, third Doctor, fourth Doctor, fifth Doctor, sixth Doctor, seventh Doctor, eighth Doctor, the War Doctor, ninth Doctor, 10th Doctor, 10th Doctor again because of that little regeneration, and now the 11th Doctor. So overall, 13 lives. Now, because there are 13 lives, he cannot regenerate again. Because a Time Lord gets 12 regenerations. He's used them all up. So how does he regenerate? So do you remember that little crack in time I was telling you about? Well, that particular crack in time links two universes. It links our universe, which includes the planet the Doctor is on, and it links to the parallel pocket universe in which Gallifrey is frozen in time. Now, the Time Lords are connected to our universe through that crack in time. Clara convinces the Time Lords to save the Doctor, to help him change the future, to grant him a new cycle of regenerations. And the 11th Doctor regenerates into the 12th Doctor.
Kidneys! I've got new kidneys! I don't like the colour.
Of your kidneys? What's happening?
We're probably crashing. Oh!
It's a what?
Stay calm. Just one question. Do you happen to know how to fly this thing?
Now, the one thing that confuses me about Matt Smith being the 13th incarnation of the Doctor is where's the Veil Yard? Where was he? In case you don't know who the Veil Yard is, the Veil Yard, according to the Master, the Veil Yard is an amalgamation of the darkest parts of the Doctor, somewhere between his 12th and 13th incarnation. Well, Matt Smith was 13, and that makes David Tennant's little regeneration number 12. So, the Veil Yard should have been between that. Where was he? Where was the Veil Yard? Now, I'm sure Stephen Moffat has a plan for that. At least I hope he does. I think he's smart enough not to overlook that. So let's hope he has a plan for that. I think he does. Knowing Moffat, he has a plan for that. Now, before we end this review, I want to give a proper send-off to Matt Smith, and I want to look back at the era of the 11th Doctor.
Hello. I'm the Doctor. War. Against who?
Against you, Doctor.
You're building me the perfect prison. And it still won't be enough. Yes, You've been interfering in human history for thousands of years. Yes, people have suffered and died. But what's the point in two hearts if you can't be a bit forgiving now and then?
I am the Doctor, and you are the Dark.
Smaller on the outside.
Okay. That is a first.
Who are you?
Oh, look, you're caught. Haven't seen that in a very long while.
No, you tell me. Tell me who you are.
Just tell me who you are.
You know who I am?
No, I don't. I look at you every single day and I don't understand a thing about you.
No. For once, I would like to know where I go.
No, you really wouldn't.
The Doctor has a secret he will take to the grave. It is discovered. He wasn't talking about that secret. No, that's not what's been found. He was talking about my grave.
The slaughterer of the 10 billion, the vessel of the final darkness. Welcome to the tomb of the Doctor.
I will not open my tomb, Doctor. What is your name?
It's all still waiting for you. The fields of Trenzalore, the fall of the 11th, and the quest.
Fear me. I've killed hundreds of Time Lords.
Fear me. I've killed all of them.
Overall, this episode was really good. I enjoyed it. It was a proper send-off to Matt Smith. It linked his whole run to this one episode, and I really, really enjoyed it. Another thing I really like that we've had this year is how Stephen Moffat has sort of created this saga for the 50th year of Doctor Who. We had the name of the Doctor, the night of the Doctor, the day of the Doctor, and now the time of the Doctor. And they're all connected. They all sort of go in a particular order. They're all connected. So, I mean, that's very cool. It's like a saga of Doctor Who episodes. Do not forget to check out the MRTV Facebook page, the Whovians Unite Facebook page, the Real Doctor Who Fans Facebook page, the DC Cinematic Universe Facebook page, and the Mortality of Justice League Mortal Facebook event. Links to these pages and events are in the box below, so please go click on them and show your support for them. I'm going to go, and let's have one last Geronimo!
And now it's time for one last bow. Like all your other selves, 11's hour is over now. The clock is striking 12s.
The siege of Trenzalore is now begun.
The Time Lord has entered the trap.
Help him change the future. Do it.
The Doctor is regenerating!
If you want my life, come and get it!
Doctor Who on BBC One and BBC One HD.